Hello, my name is Michelle Oliva, and I'm a Year 2 DPT student here at the wonderful, amazing, and beautiful Nova Southeastern University campus here in the Tampa Bay regional area. And today I want to talk to you guys about two things. The first thing is, what are weekend institutes? And the second thing is, how can we prepare for them? Let's get into it. So first thing is what are weekend institutes? So weekend institutes are a period of 5 days. We come from Wednesday to Sunday, and throughout that whole period of time, we're either working with our professors, working and collaborating with our classmates, taking tests, doing simulations, practicals, and trying to have a good time. They're pretty long, but they're a great way to use the resources on the campus and get feedback from your professors and your classmates about the skills that you've been practicing at home when you're away. And honestly, I enjoy them. I love seeing my classmates, I love seeing my professors, and it's a great way to really hone in our skills and get the best feedback as possible. And now, what can you do to prepare for weekend institutes? I'm going to give you my tip and trick, and then I'm going to go around and ask my classmates what they do, since we're all so different. Hopefully all their different responses will inspire you to change your routine and get into that positive flow, so when you get to the weekend institute, you're ready to go. So what I like to do is I like to check the schedule. So the schedule is located in the Student Center section of your Canvas page, and essentially it is a breakdown of all of the classes that you're gonna have, what times they are, all the tests that you have, what time they are as well. And you gotta familiarize yourself with that schedule, so that way when you get here, you know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, and what you need to be prepared for.
Hi, my name is Jack. I'm a student physical therapy here at Nova Southeastern University. I am from out of town, so some of the things that I have to do to get ready for Weekend Institute is I need to make sure I am all packed and ready. That includes making sure we have all of our clothes for Weekend Institute, all of our lab attire, and then also our lab bag as well. And then also want to make sure I have a good playlist to play on the road and sometimes listen to some lectures too.
Hi, I'm Riley, I'm a PT2. I usually will come to campus either the week of or the week before and practice my lab skills before we have labs on campus during Institute.
Hi, my name is Ava. I'm a student physical therapist, and before Weekend Institute, I like to organize my schedule and just make sure that I know what to expect so I feel more prepared for the week.
Hi, I'm Hallie Ainsa. I'm a student physical therapist, and before Weekend Institute, I get my sleep schedule in order so I'm prepared for the whole week.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm a student physical therapist, and before Weekend Institute, I take a day to myself and spend it with family and friends to decompress before all the tests and studying.
My name is Callie McLamory. I'm a student physical therapist. Something I do to get ready for Weekend Institute, the week before, I like to try and get all of my work done a little bit earlier so that I can start studying for Weekend Institute before I feel like I have to cram.
Hi, my name is Jacob Barnes. I'm a student physical therapist, and for Weekend Institute, something I do to get ready for it is just kind of meditate and get time to myself.
Hi, I'm Kyria. I'm a student physical therapist. A few things I do to get ready for Weekend Institute are just get everything organized. Each class has its own things. We all have a lot of moving parts when we get to Weekend Institute, so I like to make sure everything is where it needs to be. All my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. That gets me through.
Hi, I'm Alexandria Thompson. I'm a second year DPT student here at Nova, and one thing that I do to prepare for Institute is to meal prep. Because I don't live here and we have such a busy schedule, I want to make sure that I'm fueling my body with the right things to help me be successful.
So I'm Kiana Apollo. I'm a second year DPT student, and one of the things that I do to help prepare for Institute is I create a lot of study guides based on our PowerPoints that are provided by the professors. I go through, add clinical-based scenarios, as well as a lot of the information that are on the slides.
I'm Jordan. I am also a second year DPT student. One of the things that I do to prepare for Institute is just making a bunch of Quizlets, like flashcards, going through all the information that they've given us like each week, and just make flashcards and then go back through all of them and see what I remember.
So when Institute is coming up, what I normally have done, hopefully at this point, is taken each week and reviewed it, and as I continually get closer to Weekend Institute, I go back, like I call it a jump back, and I go back to the first couple of weeks, make sure I touch on a little bit of that material so I see it a few times, and then by the time Institute gets here, I find somebody else in my class and I make them ask me to explain each one in my own words, and then we go back and forth on the topics they're confused on, so I get refreshed in that way. So that way I'm reviewing multiple times and I'm interacting with somebody to really get the information in my head.
Hey guys, it's Michelle again, here sitting in the study room editing this video, and I realized that my classmates didn't talk about something that's really important about Weekend Institute and what you can do to prepare yourself, and that is stress. So these institutes are pretty stressful. You're constantly doing things, performing for your professors, getting graded on skills or written exams, and at some point you're going to encounter a point of stress, and that's totally okay and normal. But in order to prepare those for those stressful moments, it would be great if you guys can start coming up with ways that you can manage your stress and practice those stress management tools outside of the Weekend Institute. So when you get here and you find yourself in a stressful situation, then you can practice those tools or use those tools that you had practiced. For example, a lot of our professors talk about breathing and meditation. Something that I like to do when I'm very stressed is I will either make a joke or I will smile as wide as I can, and then I just feel better after that. So yeah, come up with some ways that will help you manage stress when those stressful moments arise when you're here, and hopefully that will make you feel better.